Now I want to give you a simple way to adjust column widths. In other courses I cover this in more detail, but just to get you going with how to change a column width, you're going to look for the mouse pointer shape to turn into a two-headed arrow pointing left and right, and it happens in a particular area when you're to the right of the column you want to adjust the width to. I'll demonstrate this in a moment, but if I want to change the width of column B, I move to the right of column B, wait for the mouse shape to turn into a two-headed arrow. Let me demonstrate this. Okay, I'm going to go back to my data worksheet. And let's say I want to make column E wider, the one that has April in it. I bring the mouse pointer up to the column heading. I don't need to click on this dark arrow pointing down, but I do need to find my way to the two-headed arrow pointing left and right. From there, I can drag the mouse and create a new width for column E. So I'm going to make it wider. There you go. Let me demonstrate this again. I'm going to make column G a little wider, and maybe make column I a little wider. So I bring my mouse pointer up, I wait for the two-headed arrow pointing to the right, and make the change accordingly. So it's pretty straightforward if you're observant of that two-headed arrow, not the black arrow pointing down. Now there's another technique I'll mention, and in an earlier recording I talked about ways of selecting multiple columns by dragging across the column headings. When you have multiple columns selected, you can now go to any one of these indicators where the mouse pointer shape turns into a two-headed arrow pointing left and right, as long as you're in the selection, and if you drag to a new width, all of those columns take on that new width. So you select first, let me demonstrate that once more. I'll select these three columns in this case, drag them to a new width. Okay, so what I wanted to do is just give you a brief introduction. It gets a little more complicated than that, but if you practice adjusting column widths in these simple techniques, I think it'll get you a long way, and I wanted to include that in this course. In another class, we cover more advanced techniques, or you can find them on your own.